Thank you. Thank you. It's really lovely to be here. And aren't the temperatures great?
Yeah.
I know, right? I mean, every day I wake up and I'm like, it's not going to be 90. It's 100 today. That is something to be grateful for. So if you can't think of anything today, the weather is amazing and it's a pleasure to be here. Also on Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And what's interesting is we all have mothers or we wouldn't be here. So honoring the mothers today is amazing. You know, speaking of Mother's Day, it was interesting, and this is what I want to talk about today, mothers, and, well, fathers too. Yeah, they're important, but honoring the mothers today. I posted on my Facebook account, this was interesting, I think it was about a week ago. Something had crossed my mind, and I was thinking of my daughter. And my daughter being the last child, I had had all boys, and when I conceived, the moment of conception, I knew it was a girl. I knew. And everybody, oh, no, no, no. And I was already out buying baby girl things. It can't be. I said it is. It's definitely a girl. Even to the point of labor and delivery. The doctor was telling me all along. I did everything natural, so there were no ultrasounds. So I wasn't aware of the sex at that point. I knew. I didn't need someone to tell me. The doctor said, oh no, the fetal heart tones are too low to be a girl. I said, it's a girl. Got to the labor and delivery part. And the labor and delivery nurse said to me, she said, you know, what is the boy's name you have picked out? I was mortified. I go, boy, no, this is a girl. And she said, oh no, I've been doing this for over 35 years. And with a heart rate that low, it's going to be a boy. And I was, and my husband said, oh, no, it's okay, you know. Sure enough, Kelsey came to the world, not 5 minutes later, this beautiful baby girl. And I thought, wow. And they were just astonished that I actually birthed a baby girl. I wasn't, of course not. And that led to my question. And when I was reminded of the story, that led to the question, was it manifestation or was it intuition? Which one was it? And what was interesting is I got a myriad of responses back. And some just firmly believed it had to be manifestation, you know. You put the thought out there, that's what you get back. And the feeling, and you wanted it so bad. Okay, all right. Then there was just intuition. And then there was this response, which I kind of liked. Well, didn't that soul that came in have a choice? Yeah, perhaps she did. And my response was, so let's throw this out there as well and put it on the table. Well, could there be something greater than myself kind of guiding this whole thing and orchestrating it in the background? Just a thought, another thought. These are all thoughts. That's all. And what I came to understand, and I still believe it, is it's someone's perception of that reality at that moment in time. Okay? And it can change, you know, and it can fluctuate, and it's their belief. It's just that perception of that reality at that moment in time. Actually, we're not going to know until we get over there. Because we look out in the world today and all the metaphysicians and spiritualists and the spiritual people and communities are very different in their thinking of how it could be and why it could be. And did that really make a difference to me? At that point, did that really make a difference in all this? And it was great. What does make a difference to me is my daughter came in. My sons came in. And being a mother, when we look at our children, and fathers as well, we look at our children and we think, oh geez, this child that we're responsible for. Forget about 18 years. I don't know who told you about 18 years, you know. We're still worrying and we're still concerned about our children. I have a son that's 30 and I'm still concerned. My other son's in his mid-20s, still concerned. My daughter's still concerned. It never ends because we have that loving, unconditional love for our children. We just are concerned. And then I thought, what about the mothers that the children thought, oh, well, we didn't have a good relationship, and it wasn't that great, and oh, you know, it was horrible, and she was abusive, and or whatever the issue was. And when I looked at it as, if the mother, and you know, and even if we go back to, I chose to come here, and I chose to be this child for these parents. No matter how the choice came, or what your belief is, at the end of the day, I believe I have learned something from my mother. Period. Not negative, positive. Positive. Because guess what? It molded me to the person I am today. And everyone. And if you look back at how people have overcome, children have overcome through the years, and really become pillars in society, in communities, movers and shakers that came from a very, very difficult background. And not because they wanted to change it, because they viewed it as a positive, not a negative. Positive, not a negative. And what I find is interesting as well. So did I really, you know, I look at my mother and the things I've learned. Now I look at my children and I think, did I teach them right? Did I raise them to be, did I do a good job? Well, I did the best I could do, given with the tools I was given. Here's the thing. I'm going to say my children have taught me more than I have taught them. And even today, I look at them and I think, this is amazing. They'll come up with this stuff and I'll go, wow, that was a great way of thinking. I didn't see it that way. And it's like an ongoing learning process. And it's amazing. So all you mothers out there and fathers, when we look at our children, look at them as what are we learning from them and what are they learning from us? And how do we grow? Watch them grow and see what happens. And it's amazing. And I'm just anxious to see what happens when they get older. You know, even as I look back, and as we all can, we look back and we see the evolving process, not only in ourselves, but our children as well. So thank you, mothers. Thank you, mothers, for putting up with, you know, the constant. And I was just telling my son, my oldest son called me first thing this morning, and he said, "Hi, Mama." I goes, "Happy Mother's Day." And I go, "Same to you." And I said, "You know, thanks for calling." And he said, "Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome." And I said, "I was just in a store the other day." And he said, "Yeah?" And I said, "Yeah." And there's this young mother the kids are screaming, the children are screaming, and they're running all over the store, and she's frustrated. And I'm laughing because this reminds me of back in my late 20s when I'm balancing 3 children at Chicago O'Hare trying to get to another airport to meet my husband. And I was so frustrated. And, oh, come on, yeah. And I remember this mother came up to me and she said, "Oh, honey, you know," she said, just this is just short. This'll move so quickly this time, and before you know it, it'll be gone. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, right, you, how dare you, and you do nothing. And as I'm screaming, don't go there, don't go there. And what it ended up being is, I'm repeating the whole thing, but I'm on the other side of it. And I'm watching this lady, you know, the child's underneath the rounders and pulling this stuff down, and the other one, and she got the baby on the crying, and in the little papoose. And I looked and I thought, boy, she doesn't know how fast that's going to go. But guess what? I didn't mention a word of it. No, she'll figure it out on her own. So thank you, mothers, for all of that, for all of the love that we give. And I think that there's always room to say, gosh, did I do that right? What happened? Oh, and you did, because I believe that we do what we need to do at that moment in time, and we are who we are. There are no mistakes. There aren't. There are just learning experiences, and then we move forward. And thank you very much for allowing me to